my channel. How you all doing? So good morning. So today I'm going to be drafting out a 3-layered dress, which is also called a tiered dress. That 3-layer dress. Then the one I'm making is going to be an off shoulder and it's going to be having a puff sleeve. So what we are doing in this video is a puff sleeve, a off shoulder. The upper part of the dress is going to be an off shoulder, then the down part is going to be 3-tiered. I'm going to be sharing the picture so you can see it. So that is what we are going to be doing. So I'm going to be using this black fabric. It's a soft crepe and it's about 3 yards here. So that's what we are going to be doing today. So let's get started with the tutorial. Now I'd like to make some little explanations before we start drafting. So because the dress is a 3-layered dress, now the full length of the dress that I'm working with is 60. So this is it. The full length is 60. Now the half length I'm working with is 16. So the half length I'm working with is 16. So by the time you minus your half length from your full length, it's going to be giving me 44. So 16 minus 60 is 44. So it's 44. So now that 3-layer, it depends on how you want it. Some people want it to be of the same length, yes. Why some people don't want it? Some people, you notice that the down part is usually longer than the two other parts. It depends on, it is free, it depends on how you want to do it. But what I'm doing here is I do not want the length to be the same. So I want the down part that is, okay, let me draw it out. It's like a 3 layers. This is 1, this is 2. So like I want this part to be around 12 inches, I want this part to be around 16 inches, and this part to be around 18 inches. Now by the time you plus all of these parts together, it's going to be giving you 46. That is, I have 2 inches extra. So that 2 inches is going to be what I'm going to be using to join each layer to each other, because we are going to be joining 3 layers. So that's what we are going to be doing. So now we are going to start with drafting the upper part, which is the half length. So this is a material I've cut out from the 3 yards. So now I'm going to be using one for the front, I'm going to be using the other one for the back. So let's get started. So this is the folded material for the upper part, for the front part. So this is folded into 2. So this is the folded edge, this is the folded edge. So let's start drafting. So the shoulder measurement I'm working with, so firstly I'm going to be drawing out a straight line here, which is going to serve as my starting point. So this is it for my starting point. So every other measurement will be coming this way. So now the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 16. So 16 divided by 2 is going to give me 8. Now because this is an off shoulder, if I make it 8, it's going to be too wide for me. So I'm going to be coming in by 2 inches. So I'm coming in by 2 inches. So now from these 2 inches now, so I'm going to be taking my armhole now. So the armhole measurement I'm working with is 8 inches. So 8, then I'm going to be minusing around 5.5 for my off shoulder off. So I'm going to be marking my 8 inches armhole here. I hope you understand what I'm doing. So I'm just going to bring out this same line here. Okay, so this is it. So now I'm going to be measuring. So from that 5.5, I'm still going to be taking my half length. The half length I'm working with is 16. So I'm going to be adding ½ inch for my sewing allowance. So I'm making 16 ½ inch for my sewing allowance. So I'm just repeating my measurement here. Then I'm going to be converting all of this into a straight line. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be placing my bust measurement here. So the bust measurement I'm working with is 34. So 34 divided by 4 is giving me 17. So 17 divided by 2, that's 8.5. So I'm going to be placing my 8.5 here, and I'm going to be adding my 1.5 inch sewing allowance, which is 10 inches here. I'm going to be placing 10 inches here. Then the waist measurement I'm working with is 25. So 25 divided by 4 is 12.5. That's 6.25. So 6.25, I'm going to be adding I'm going to be adding, I'm not going to be placing that on this dress because I'm going to be snatching the waist, so I'm not going to be placing that on the front part of this dress. So 6.25, so I'm going to be adding around 1.5 or 1.5 inch for my allowance too. So I'm just going to be connecting it. So I'm going to be connecting it. Then this part, I'm just going to cuff. I'm going to bend my ruler this way, and I'm just going to connect it this way. So remember I said this dress, this is an off shoulder with a sweetheart neck. So to cuff out my sweetheart, I'm just going to bring this way. I'm going to come down by 1 inch here. So I'm just going to be curving out and making my sweetheart neck. So this is it. So I'm going to be cutting this out. So this is the front. It's as simple as this. So this is the front. So this is the front. So I'm going to be using this to cut out for the back. So this is it. So for the back, it's going to be having a zipper. So I'm going to be using 2 inches for my zipper allowance. You can use 1.5, you can use 1, it depends on you, but 2 is fine by me. So I'm going to be placing my front here. So this is the line for my zip, so I'm going to be placing this one here like this. Then I'm going to be cutting it back. So the back is not having a sweetheart neck, the back is just straight. So I'll connect this part back, and that is it. And I'm going to trace out every other thing. So now this is for the back, and this is for the front. So this is for the back and this is for the front. So I'm going to be cutting out a facing for the front and a facing for the back. That is just to turn it over because I'm not going to be lining it. So this is me cutting. So this one is for the front, and let me cut for the back also. So guys, so this is it after I've gone to cut it out. Now the problem I had while I was cutting was that when I was trying to divide by 2, some of the layers were not up to the length I wanted. Okay, like the one I wanted for 50 divided by 3, that's around 150. So I did not get exactly 150. The material was not enough. So what I did was that I got at least around 126 for the down part, which is actually okay. The only thing is just that I need excess fabric so that I can pleat it. So if you can get as much fabric as you want to make all of these layers, you can get it. So this is for the first layer that I said is going to be around 12. So this is it, it's small, and this one was perfectly divided by 2, which was around 50. So this one was complete. This one also was complete. This is like 50 divided by 2. This is, you know, the waist I was working with is 25. So the 25 divided by 2 is 50. This is for the first layer, I got it. So this is for the second layer, which is 50 divided by 2, which is 100, I got it. So this one was supposed to be 50 divided by 3. Sorry, not divide, times 3. So I got it, which was around 150. So but I got around 126. So this is it, and it's going to still be fine for. And I told you that the length I wanted them to be of 3 different lengths. So this one is around 18 inches. So this one is around 16 inches, and this one is around 12 inches. So these are the ones. So now I'll take this to the sewing machine and pleat them and come back and show you before joining it. So this is for the sleeve also. So I cut out the sleeve, that's for the puff sleeve. I cut out for this, which is 12 inches, because I want the sleeve to be around 10 inches. So I'm going to be folding 1 inch in for my puff sleeve, for the upper part and from the lower part. So by the time I'm going to be joining it to the upper part of the dress, is going to be around 10 inches. So now what I'll do to this part of the puff sleeve is that I'm going to be folding around here and folding it this way. Then there's going to be enough space for my elastic to pass through. So I'm going to be doing this down part and this upper part the same way. So I'll do that and come back and show you guys. This part I'm going to be gathering them and come back and show you guys. I've taken the upper part to the sewing machine. So what I did is, this is the back. So this is the back. Now remember when I was cutting out the pattern for the back, I did not add any allowance for that. But what I did, so later I realized that let me just put that at the back since I'm not putting for the front. So I now took 1 inch from the zipper allowance. Remember I added 2 inches, so I took 1 inch from the zipper allowance and I used this for my dart. So this is how it's looking on the inside. So this is how it's looking. So this is for the back, then this is for the front also. So here's the turning we did. So that was the facing part that I cut out. So this is for the front. So now this is the sleeve. This is the sleeve part. So I've gone ahead to fold in for my elastic casing. So now before I insert my elastic, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring out the armhole so that I'll attach this to the sleeve. So I'll just use the front part. Remember that when we're cutting, it was the same thing we cut out for both the front and the back. So you just place it this way, then you cut it out, so that by the time you are joining it, it will align with each other. So this is it. So this is for the first sleeve. So I'll just join here with 1/2 inch, then I'll gather this part, put in elastic here, put my elastic here, and also put my elastic here. So that is it. So this is the reason why I placed it to cut it, so that it will align. So this is it. So me sewing it together this way so that it's aligning. So that is that for the front and the back. So now I'll just place the front and the back together this way. Then I'm going to shape it out, take my bust measurement. Okay, let me do it so we can do it together. So this is it. So now the bust measurement I'm working with is 34. So now you do 34 divided by 2, which is 17. So you place it here. As you can see that this is where my 17 is, so I still have like 3 inches. So I'll minus 1.5 here, then I'll take in 1.5 here for my sewing allowance. When we're cutting, so that was what we used. So for my waist, the waist I'm working with is 25. So 25 divided by 2 is 12.5. So I have about 4.5 inches allowance here. So I'm going to be taking in my 2.25, my 2.25 on this other part. So I'll be connecting it together. So I'll take this to the sewing machine and just run my stitch this way. So when I'm done doing that, and I'll attach the sleeve, then add the elastic. So to add the elastic, you just take your elastic and insert it this way. You put your pin and insert it. So that is that for the upper part. So remember we have three layers. So this is one, this is the small one, this is the upper one, then this is the middle one, and the bottom part. So this is one, and this is the last one. So I have attached these two. So this is how it's looking. So this is where it's joined together. You know, you pleat the upper part and join it with the straight part. So for this part now, this is how I'm going to also place it. You place it this way. So this is the front part, this is the front part. So you just turn it this way, front parts facing each other. So you turn it this way, then you run your stitch through. So when you run your stitch through, when you open it, it's going to be looking like this part that I've done. So I'll take it to the sewing machine and do that, and come back and show you how it's looking. Then I'll be joining it to this. So I've taken this to the sewing machine. So what I did is that I brought out the shape, that part that we marked. So this is it. I brought it out. So the sleeve, I attached one of the sleeves so that I can show you why we need to align it before cutting it out. So this is the sleeve, this is the allowance. The same allowance I picked for this side was the one I picked for this sleeve side also. Then I now joined it together. So now I'll be doing the other sleeve in front of you now, so that you can see how it is done. So I've put the elastic, and so this is how it's looking now. Looking very beautiful. So you can make this as a top, you can make it as a crop top. So this is the puffy part. So now what I'm going to, so let me show you how to attach this second part. So the first thing you'll be doing is that you'll be inserting your elastic. So now to cut out the elastic, you measure your mother arm around the part that is going to be the length of the sleeve, that part where you want to put this bigger part, that's where you measure. So for my client it was 10. So I did not add any sewing allowance, so that by the time I'm done, I'm going to pick in like ½ inch so that it should be tight, it's not going to be loose. So that's why I cut out 10. So 10 is our mother arm measurement. So I'm going to be fixing this one inside this way like this. So I'm going to be doing it like this till I take it all round. Then I'll do that and show you. So I'll do that to this other part too and show you now. Then okay guys, so this is it after putting the elastic. So you see, so this is the upper part that is going to enter the armhole. So this is the other part where you will sew. So now I've pinned it down. I pinned the elastic with this pin. So now what you're going to do is you take the same allowance you took for the top, which was 1.5. You take it. So let's say this is my 1.5. You take it to the sewing machine, then you join the two together. So let's say this is my 1.5. So this is it. So now you now open it up this way, then you align it to this part, front side facing the other part, the other front side. So now you see it's aligning perfectly. So that's how you join your armhole. So when you're done, it's going to look exactly like this. So after doing that, now I'll open this down part. So after attaching this, the next thing I'll do is that I'm going to open this down part. Don't use blade on your customer's clothes. So after attaching the down part, you open up the upper part like this. So when you open it up, this is your skirt part. This is our 3 layers skirt. Look how beautiful they are looking. It's looking very, very beautiful. So now you take the midpoint and you join it together. You see me? So this is the middle. You do it this way. Use your pin to tack it down, all down. So you just tack it down this way. You tack it down this way. So you see this part, I did not gather this other part so that by the time I'm fixing my zip, it will be easy for me. So I'm going to leave like 1.5 inch without gathering it here, so that I can use it to attach my zipper. So you do it this way also. So when you're done, it will be looking like this. When you attach the front to the back, it will be looking this way. So when I join it together, that is basically all about the dress. So the next thing you'll be doing is you'll be joining this part. Okay, let me take it to the sewing machine and join this front, the upper bodice to the lower bodice, attach the sleeve, then we'll come back and finish up the back side. This is how the dress is looking now. So these are the sleeves. They are sitting pretty. So this is the waistline. So So this was the part I took to the sewing machine to join the upper part with this place to this down part. So now you can see that the back is completely opened. So you align it this way. So you align it, you face it this way. So the front part facing the front part this way. Then you take the zipper you want to use. Okay, and an advice I can give you for zipper, make sure that the zipper you're using is more than your half length, because this part is really tight while this part is loose. So when you fix your zipper this way, so now, okay, I will take it to the sewing machine now, right now. Then I will join these parts together. You see me? So I'll join it together and stop where I want my zipper to stop. So when I stop there, from there, then I fix the zipper. So let me go do that and show you. But this is how inside the dress is looking at. So all of these rough edges, you take it to your whipping machine, you whip it completely. You whip this part, you whip this part, you whip this part, you whip every part that needs to be whipped. And I'm going to be showing you the complete look after I've inserted my zipper and all of this and all of that. So guys, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope this tutorial was helpful. If it was, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so that other people can also get to see these beautiful tutorials that we do every week. So thank you guys for watching. Bye, see you in my next video.